So this is the old Coleman generator, Coleman Powermate 5,000 watt generator that I bought used about 6 or 7 years ago. Really haven't used it since then, and thought I would come out and try to start it. And of course, gas tank was all gummed up. The carburetor was okay because I cleaned it out a couple years ago and never ran any gas through it since then, but I figured it would be fine just sitting with nothing in it. But the gas tank outlet valve was all plugged up. So I've got some parts on order to fix that. In the meantime, I want to try to outfit this thing with electric start. And these older Briggs and Strattons have a knockout there. You can see those two bolts. That's for bolting the electric start. Only problem is this flywheel doesn't have the ring gear on it so that the starter gear can engage it. So I've got to come up with a way to either pick up a used flywheel with a ring gear or try to retrofit the ring gear, which is available, onto this existing flywheel. So I'm going to try to pop this flywheel off and see if I can get that ring gear on it, and we'll see how that goes. So here's the generator, and I got the side cover off, exposed the flywheel, and unfortunately I don't have a socket the correct size to remove that flywheel. So I'll pick that up tomorrow, get that going. So I was able to get that flywheel off. I had to build a little puller with a piece of flat steel and a couple of screws, but I popped it off, and this is the flywheel without the ring gear on it. So I'm going to go ahead and try to order a ring gear online and put it on there. We'll see how that goes. Stay tuned. So here's that flywheel. This is flywheel 690015, I think. It's the Briggs part number. It's a 10 horsepower motor with no integral ring gear. So what I'm going to do is get that ring gear online, and I'm going to set this up on the drill press, drill out some holes for the mounting of the ring gear, and use the included hardware to bolt it on. So I noticed on one of the small engine forums where this topic was discussed for this engine, one of the guys on there mentioned that this flywheel was actually set up to receive that ring gear that you can order separately as a Briggs part. At least this flywheel is not pre-drilled to receive that ring gear. I don't know if this series motor had a different run that possibly had some flywheels that were tapped out to receive that ring gear, but this one isn't. So I'm going to have to order it, get it on here, and drill it through to get it mounted. So we'll see how that goes. We'll check in later. Okay, so I've got the flywheel in, and it doesn't fit. The ring gear. Got the ring gear in, and it does not fit the existing flywheel. So I'm going to modify it a little bit, grind off those mounting lugs, and make it fit. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I got the flywheel ring, and it's not an exact fit. It had some lugs, some tabs on the back that I had to grind off. So I've got it set up here with the ring gear on the flywheel. Got it lined up pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and drill out these mounting screw holes, 4 of them, and see if we can get this to go. Okay, so here's the finished product. Got the gear on there. Looks good. Pretty much perfectly centered. And we'll go get it on the motor and try it out. So I got the starter on and was able to notch out the blower housing to accept the gear to engage that new ring gear on the existing flywheel. So it works, and this is an eBay 12-volt starter made in China, and seems to work perfectly. And even though this is a non-alternator flywheel, I plan to be able to just jump this 10-horse Briggs with a set of jumper cables from the car. Never intended to have an onboard battery, so I'll just either use a tractor battery or jump it with a car battery when needed. So I'll get to the tank plumbed up and give it a try, get it started up. I'll check in later. Okay, so here's the Coleman generator. It's all done, electric start's on, it's all fitted out, everything seems to be working okay. There's the new ring gear, and there's the relay and starter button. Let's give it a go, see what happens. Okay, here we go. Motor's turned off, so it won't start. Just want to check the starter. It works. Okay, so I just wanted to get ready to do a quick test run. Here's the generator, all buttoned back up again. Got the electric start in. Got just a momentary push button there from Radio Shack. And replumbed the gas tank with a little shutoff valve and a diverter line there so that I can drain it down. And what I did was I put a wood post along this front here with a couple of terminals for putting the batteries on, the battery clips on, and that way I could just hook up a 12-volt battery and be ready to go. So the reason I wanted to try to get this done was because any of you guys who have one of these types of generators, it's a 5,000 watt. It's got a Briggs 10-horse engine on it, and you know, if you lose your power and you come out at night and you know, you want to get your lights on, it's cold, you're probably out of power because it's winter time, and you go to pull this thing, and you know, it's a big motor and it doesn't pull that easily, and especially because it's so cold, it's not going to want to start. So I thought it'd be a good idea to get electric start, and taking a cue from using my snowblower with a similar size engine, the electric start on that just spins it like nothing, and it gets it started right up no matter how cold it is out. So that's what I wanted to try to do here. Makes it a lot easier to start, a lot easier to get your power hooked up, and get you back in the house when it's freezing cold out. So I'm going to do a little test run here, and let's get the battery set up and we'll get it going. Okay, got our battery set up here. Trusty Harbor Freight jumper. Let's turn that on. Hit the button, see what happens. So that's a good example of why I would do it this way instead of doing it by hand. How many pulls would that have been? You'd be dying.